classes, right across the socio-economic, ethno-gender spectrum. And I'm very interested in the demographics of my audience. The demographics. That's a lovely adult education term, judging by the dead silence that I am conducting a survey for my own statistical records only. A simple show of raised hands. Who came by car tonight? Who came by car to this lovely show? Keep them up, I'm counting. Bring up your mind. Who walked? Oh, a forest of hands up there. My lovely audience seem to have absolutely no recollection of how they got here. I suppose you'd call it early Alzheimer's, wouldn't you? We shouldn't laugh at that, but we do. The main thing is to remember what we're laughing at. Think about it. Is there anyone who's paid me the supreme compliment tonight? And got a babysitter so they can come to this lovely show? Anyone with little children at home? You do you? You do? Lovely. How many children do you have? One. What's its name? What? Stephanie. Boy or girl? Geez, you can never be certain these days, can you? Who's looking after little Stephanie? Her babysitter, how appropriate! So you could come to my lovely show tonight. That's lovely. What's your name? Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Very welcome. Little Stephanie is well taken care of. And where's Stephanie's dad, darling? He's at a hockey game, is he? He would have liked it here tonight, but perhaps puck dropping was the main thing for him, wasn't it? The Queen told me about that. She dropped a puck from his head. I wasn't quite sure what she meant, as a matter of fact, when she told me. What's your babysitter's name, Sharon? Tara? Lovely. Where's she from? Canada. That's a relief. I thought she might have been an illegal immigrant. No, don't be rude. Please. Please. I adore illegal immigrants. What would Canada be without them? Who clean the hospitals? Who do all the washing up in the restaurants? Who'd be doing the leaf blowing now? Oh, don't they love? Have you seen them doing the leaf blowing? They love those fumes, don't they? One of the advantages of a democracy is you can have a slave class for the clear conscience, can't you? And Tara from Vancouver, Sharon, is looking after little Stephanie. Does she regularly babysit for you, Tara? When the nanny is not available. The missus might cause a disturbance. So little Tara, and she's a neighbour, is she, or something? And you give her a little money, do you? Nothing. Nothing at all? You'd leave a little food for her, did you? What did you leave for her? Some what? I'm sorry, you're sitting in an acoustic trough. What have you left for her? Spanakopita. She must have a little bit of an illegal immigrant in her. To recognise little Spanakopita when she sees it. sitting arrangements of the audience. The Phantom of the Opera couldn't care less, Sarah, couldn't care less. But I do. And I notice there are two women next to you. Look at those two ladies. And I notice you. What's your name on the aisle there, darling? Judy. Hello, Judy. J-U-D-Y. My favourite spelling of Judy. Judy, did you have something to eat before the show tonight? I didn't think you did. You were sucking the armrest earlier. There's no nourishment in that, Judy. And the little woman next to you, are you related to her? Oh, how come we've got the same bone structure anyway? A nose in the middle and an eye on each side. And what is your name? Pat? Hello, Pat. Short for Patricia? My favourite abbreviation of Patricia. And you're sitting there and these women are absolutely ravenous. I could hear Pat's tummy rumbling while I was singing. And I'm going to do something very, very clever. I'm going to order you a little snack for after the show. Wouldn't that be lovely? Come on, darling. Bring on that menu. Look at you, my little Edna. Isn't she gorgeous? Beautiful. What have we got? A little pasta? What restaurant is this? Aria. Do you know Aria, do you, Judy? Beautiful, isn't it? Very trendy. I'm going to order you, give them some pasta. Salad? Would you like some salad? Would you, Pat? You like arugula? Arugula? How did we live without arugula? Our mothers have never heard of arugula. They still haven't heard of arugula. It's a lovely word, isn't it? Let's say it. Arugula. I've forgotten the sign language for arugula. Swiss chard I was doing much the same word. However, it's a weed, isn't it, Judy? Isn't it, Pat? Arugula really is a weed. We're not meant to eat it. We have been brainwashed by the gastronomic fascists into accepting arugula into our lovely salads with the addition of balsamic vinegar. Now, that is a fluid our mothers never had in the home. How many people here grew up with balsamic vinegar next to the ketchup bottle? Very few, I will wager. And yet now it's an imperative, isn't it? A culinary imperative. All the top restaurants in Vancouver have got a man called a balsamic drizzler. Now, they've got their own union. All they do is they're in the kitchen drizzling balsamic vinegar over everything, including the creme brulee. And they get it all over the side of the plate that our mothers kept so clean. It's not a good restaurant unless it's served on a filthy plate. A plate that looks as though the chef has scratched his head all over it. It's a bit like Judy and Pat. It's a little bit like the sun-dried tomato scam. Now, who invented those sun-dried tomatoes? How did it happen, do you think, Judy? I suppose a man went into his garden one day and saw some rotten old tomatoes, fizzing with putrefaction, swarming with maggots and flies. And he said, I know I will sell these vile things for more than it costs to buy a fresh one. That's what he said. That is Canadian enterprise, Potter. It is. Canadian enterprise is related to the Bill Gates syndrome, as you probably know. Bill's a friend of mine. I've known Bill. Have I told you that Bill Gates is a very old friend of mine? I think I have told you, but he is. I knew him years ago. I helped him. I bankrolled Bill Gates. I didn't know anything about computers. It was the word Microsoft. It reminded me of my husband. This man who discovered the sun-dried tomatoes in his garden would have gone down to the farmer's market, wouldn't he? Granville Island. Never been there, Judy? Have you been? I love Granville Island. I love all those men running around pretending to be farmers. Don't you adore them? They get up at the crack of dawn Safeway and buy the fruit and the vegetables. And then they rub manure all over them to make them look organic. Goodness knows what they do with the eggs. And then they buy jars of jam and they put gingham on the lid. They put a bit of gingham on the lid of the jam to make it look homemade. When your mother made jam, did she use a clipping of Yasser Arafat's headgear on it? No! It looked... Mind you, I was brought up in a gingham-free home. I belong to the seersucker generation. Whatever happened to seersucker? That lovely, wrinkly, old puckered textile? You never hear about it. The young don't know what you mean. Have you heard of seersucker? Have you? Isn't that sad? A young woman here has never heard of seersucker. It breaks my heart. It used to be so popular, darling. It did. I mean, I thought it had died out altogether until recently when I went to Florida. Now, seersucker is alive and well in Florida. I was at Palm Beach. The curtain went up on a sea of sucker. It was. A lot of old people go to Florida, I don't know why. I mean, if you want to preserve something, you put it in the fridge, not the oven. That's how it is. However, the audience was so old and wrinkly, it was hard to tell where the seersucker ended. Ordering Judy and Pat a lovely deal. Sorry, little wine, Pat? Sure, she said graciously with such charm. Oh, sure, she said. A little wine for these girls, something scrumptious, please. Tell the chef to make it special. I'm not saying anything will come of this, but it shows I care, doesn't it? It shows caring. And I'm looking down now, and there are women here looking up at me, drinking in my words. Their faces are like flowers. The occasional cactus, but on the whole, there's a woman there. A woman in that little box. Second in. You, what's your name? Hello, Amy. That's a pretty old name. For a pretty old woman, if I know. Amy. A-M-Y. Lovely. Where do you live, Amy? In Campbell River, in the middle of the besides it, right? On Vancouver Island, beautiful. I don't know it, but I've heard lovely things about it, Amy. What kind of a home do you have there? Don't lean forward, Mrs. What kind of a home do you have? A one-story, don't be ashamed of that. That would be quite nice. Ranches, do you have livestock there at all, Amy? See at the hockey tonight, is he, Amy? He's watching the television. Oh, is he? You can't tear him away. I mean, it's never been this. Does he watch CNN? It's not the same since they caught that old sniper, is it? It's not as interesting, however, they'll probably go on with the Irrepressible now, won't they? So he's at home, Amy, is he? He is, and you're here, and that's the main thing from my point of view. It's a lovely home, is it? Is it detached? Completely? And have you decorated it yourself, Amy? You painted it? Well, only painted it. That's quite a big task, isn't it? And it costs money, doesn't it, Amy? But you've saved on clothes, Amy. Have a look at Amy before you leave tonight. This woman has saved a fortune on clothes. What is it, Amy? A sleeping bag of some kind? Is it warm, Amy? I think that's the main thing. I think Amy is very wise to dress for warmth rather than appearance, don't you? lovely, darling. Thank you for your contribution. That's beautiful. You're going to love Amy when she's on stage in a minute. You are! Oh, Amy's gone white now. Not yet, Amy, but soon. So soon that if I were you, I'd start tensing up now, Amy. You're a darling, as everyone is. There's a little woman, grey-haired little mite huddled down there. Look at her dropping off to sleep, I think. No, she's just in a thoughtful mood. It's you, darling. What's your name? What's your name? She seems to be praying as well. Please, don't be nervous with me. There is no difference between you and me. Except I'm rich and talented and you're not. That's all. That's all. What is your name? Evelyn. Hello, Evelyn. E-V-E-L-Y-N. Beautiful. Where do you live, Evelyn? West Vancouver. Lovely. Wish I knew it better. There are some lovely homes out that way, aren't there, Evelyn? Do you live near any of them, do you? What sort of a home do you have? A what? An apartment. They can be nice, can't they? Did you ever have a real home? No, please. Did you? Once. Whose idea was it that you moved into the apartment? Your daughter-in-law's idea? It usually is. They say, we think you should have everything on the one level. Do those words ring a bell with you, Evelyn? Did she let you keep any of your old things? I see you wearing some of them, Evelyn, but no, please don't be so rude and insensitive to feelings of others. Evelyn, darling. It's a beautiful apartment. You have a view. What of? What? The ocean. How beautiful. That's beautiful, darling. It's very stimulating. Are you very high up? On the 7th floor. Fascinating. Down there in West Vancouver with a view of the ocean. You may be able to help me, Evelyn, you dear creature, because I'm redecorating one of my homes. And don't be jealous, Mrs. I've got a lot of homes. I'm a megastar, why not? And my favourite home is in Melbourne, Australia. Evelyn, did you know I was from Australia? I am. Did you know that, Amy?
Yes, my exciting comes from where you came from in Australia.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? How lovely. Oh, thank you. Hello, Robin. How lovely that you can interrupt a show to tell me that. That's what's so nice about it, isn't it, Amy? You couldn't do it at the Phantom of the Opera. You couldn't say, Christine. This woman comes from where you come from. But here you can. It's lovely. Hello, Robin. Hello, you dear. What's the matter with you? You've got a little bit of equipment there, have you? You do. I said, what is it, an oxygen tank? Otherwise, if only we all had one. You could put rhinestones on it or something, couldn't you? Bless your heart. Oh, lovely. People come here sometimes under difficulties for the healing influence. You know, Robert, there are women here, they haven't got tickets, they've got prescriptions. They have. Because I'm therapeutic, that's the lovely thing about it. You might not need that when you leave tonight. I'm not promising anything about it. However, yes, my home in Melbourne, though, is now the Edna Museum, as you would know, Robin. And people flock there. I mean, it's a bit like Fort Langley, really. It's a national monument. There are women wandering around in period clothes. A little bit like you, Evelyn, as a matter of fact. And Japanese tourists flock there. Don't think you've got the monopoly on Japanese tourists. We get your overflow in Australia. We do. Bless you. We have the flock down to Australia. And you know, they follow a little man with a flag, and then they take videos of the inanimate objects, and they go back to Japan. I love them. I went down to Gastown and looked at the steam clock. You seen that? The steam clock in Gastown. They've got the population of Tokyo round and taking photographs. Every time it gives off steam. Aren't they absolutely adorable? I think they are. Bless their hearts. However, I'm redecorating the Edna Museum. I grew up in this museum, Sharon. I did, little Judy and Pat. And I was a teenager in this house. I first started to grow hair I could sit on in that house. And you know, twisting my words, reading hidden agendas into everything I'm saying. There's a lovely senior over here, by the way. Lovely little old senior. It's lovely to see there are women here who have gone to the trouble of signing these old seniors out and bringing them to the show. It's lovely. He's heavily sedated, isn't he? He's not following much of this, but he's enjoying the colour and movement, and I think this is the perfect show for a senior citizen, Evelyn, because there's no storyline, is there? There's no plots that they can lose. Not that I think of this as a show, Amy, any more than you do by now. To me, Robin, it's more like a lovely conversation between two people, one of whom is a lot more interesting than the other. There's a woman here in the front row. You, what's your name? You? Yes. Tina. T-I-N-A? G-I-N-A? Oh, D-I-N-A. That's lovely. That's DNA with an I, isn't it? Dina. What nationality is that, Dina? You're from Holland, are you? But you've come here. Make your life, have you? Lovely. What went wrong in Holland? So you're not wearing the clogs anymore, anyway. And you're a dear woman, Dana. Where do you live here now? In West Vancouver. West Vancouver, you know, Little England, do you mind? That was a spooky old noise, wasn't it? What sort of a home is it, Dina? It's an old age home, is it? That's all right. My daughter-in-law again, did she make that? You're in an old age home, are you, Dina? Is there a button on the wall that you can fall against? Is there? No, that's a very good idea. Is there? There is. I must be psychic. Now, Dina, you remind me very much of myself. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Dina. I used to try to make my own clothes, I did. And like you, I failed, Dina. I did. But you're a beautiful little soul. She is. Little Dina and the old senior there and Evelyn. I said I was redecorating my home in Melbourne, and I've got as far as my old bedroom, and I'm looking for some ideas. What colour's your bedroom, Evelyn? Pink, beautiful pink. And do you have a view from the bedroom as well of the ocean? Lovely. The walls are pink. The walls are beige. Oh, no, I forgot about beige. Is it paper or paint, Evelyn? Paint, gloss or matte? Gloss or matte? Matte. Cast your mind back, darling. I think that's better, don't you? You don't want a reflective surface on the bedroom wall. You could glimpse something unsavoury, couldn't you, darling? And what colour are the curtains? The drapes? On the window? They're pink. Oh, lovely. That makes it easier to find the window, doesn't it? You don't have to go around the room like that. I'm not saying anything, Newt. I'm not saying anything. Darling, do you have a large bed? What size bed, Evelyn? Look at me when I'm talking to you. What size bed? What size bed, darling? This woman has the manner of a woman coming to the theatre tonight, ill-prepared to describe her bed. Is it double bed? Oh, you're an optimist anyway, Evelyn. Have you got a nice bedspread on it? A lovely bedspread. What colour? Really, have you got? What colour, Evelyn? The sooner you tell me, the sooner we can all go home. What colour? It's pink. So you've teamed the bed with the curtains. That's lovely. Is it cotton or silk or satin? Cotton, I think that's better. Don't you, Evelyn? You wouldn't want satin. I mean, it's slippery. You'd go to bed in a hurry and just shoot straight up there. End up in the Pacific, wouldn't you, Evelyn? Have you got a nice carpet in the bedroom, Evelyn? What colour is that? That's beige. So the beige walls and the beige carpet, the pink drapes and the pink bedroom. Beautiful. Is the carpet a high pile? I mean, if you're on all fours on the bedroom floor, looking for something, looking for a Q-tip or something of the kind, how far would your fingers go in, Evelyn? Is it a one knuckle, a two knuckle? Would you help me anyway? You have. You don't think you've helped me, but you have. You've helped me eliminate the colour scheme, Evelyn. You've narrowed the field. Is your little Vancouver Island bedroom pretty as an aim? What's the principal colour?
Green carpet and maroon.
Maroon. Maroon. I adore it. Lovely. Oh, thank you. And this little woman with the glasses in the middle there, what's your name? Yes. Liz, don't lean forward. I have warned you. Don't risk your lives to look at this woman. No. Please. Elizabeth, lovely. Hairdresser this morning. Hairdresser this morning. You think so for a minute, actually, but I mean, it's lovely. It falls naturally, your hair, anyway, doesn't it? Out of the bottle. What a whimsical little mite you are. It was a spooky old costume you're wearing. I bet you frightened a few people in that tonight, no doubt. I'm making friends here. Can you feel it? I am. But you know, I'm feeling vibes. Elizabeth, are you psychic? Do you believe in reincarnation? You look as though you used to be something, darling. You do. As for Dina, I knew you when I was Queen Nefertiti of the Nile. I did. You were a dung beetle. Do you remember that? And some people, as you know, Evelyn, are you a bit psychic? Can you read teacups or cards? Neither can I, but I can read shoes. I can tell, Amy, a woman's fortune by her shoe. I'll give you a demonstration. Bring on my shoe retrieval system. This is fascinating. Amy, put your shoe in there. This is going to be very spooky. Thank you. Amy, you're going to fall over in a high wind, are you? Evelyn, off with it. And it's a long time since she's heard those words. Come on. Thank you very much. Little Evelyn, loving you, Elizabeth, please. What is... Isn't this exciting? Oh. I get such vibes from these lovely shoes. I get wonderful vibes from these shoes. Now, what have we got here? This is very smart and upscale. Not many women can afford to have their names embossed in their shoes. Payless. Now, is it a Greek name? Is it a Greek name? Now, the woman who owns this shoe is going to go to the theatre. And it'll be a spooky old evening for her. And she won't be at all sure that she's having a good time until the very end, when the entire audience will be pointing and laughing. This is going to come true very soon. And there's something raunchy in here. I'll have to give you a private reading later. Something very raunchy is going to happen. A little bit of a look at this. Now, this is a vegetarian shoe. No animal products have been used in this shoe whatsoever. And this is an anti-stalker shoe. This is a molestation-resistant shoe. No one would follow a woman wearing this shoe. And there's a lot, again, a bit of raunchiness here, and kindness too. I'll give you another little reading later. Now this is a pretty little one. Oh, oh. Oh. This isn't a shoe, it's a cry for help. There's something living in this shoe. I think it's West Nile virus in this shoe. It's mad cow, it's foot and mouth. Kill, kill. Remote the decontaminating chamber. Oh, and the bugs have jumped off onto these other women's shoes now. Destroy them, please. Destroy those shoes. Thank you. Here's something to wear. Amy. There we are. It's a lot nicer than the one you gave me. There you are, Elizabeth. Here we are, Evelyn. Because there are damn patches in the ladies' restroom. And later, girls, if I can reprogram those horrible shoes, if I can reprogram them, I'm going to give you a lovely opportunity to come up on stage and get your shoe back. Won't that be beautiful? But I am making new friends. The little senior, the parakeets, the little mutes up there, the middies, adorable Sharon and darling little Julian Cat, and all my little, you too, darling, with your little baby, little Tara, is it at home? No, Stephanie. Stephanie, oh bless her, thinking about her now. And Evelyn, of course, sweetheart. You know, I'm sick of my old friends, that's what I must confess to you, and I'm sick of Madge Allsop too, my New Zealand bridesmaid. She lives off me, she's a leech. She's a parasite, she's a typical Kiwi, and she's got horrible personal habits. She's tattooed, for example, and she goes in for body piercing. She's pierced all over. If there's a breeze, she whistles. And she's got these tattoos at her age, Dina. You tattooed, Dean? Any young women here with tattoos on their arm? What? You? Have you? Not even a small one? No, you see, why is she doing that? Is she teasing you, is she? No. Well, what tattoo has she got, darling? What is it? fish on her bottom, is it? I wish I hadn't asked. I feel a bit sorry for the tattooist. Working away in the dark like that. What is your name? No, hers. Since you're providing all the information. Joanne, well, Joanne, there's nothing wrong with that little fish swimming around down there. In perilous areas, I know, but Madge has also got one of those rings in her tummy. I hope you haven't got one of those, Joe. You have one, have you? I might have known you'd have one. I don't know why you do. I suppose if you have a breakdown, it's easy to tow you away. Madge, Evelyn, this would interest you. Madge was always interested in my late husband, Norm. Robin, you must know, coming from Melbourne, you've heard of my late husband, Norm. He's a wonderful man. He passed away a few years ago. I've just recently been in Australia at the cemetery, buffing up his obelisk, as a matter of fact. Buffing up his obelisk. Funnily enough, he used to like me doing that when he was still alive. He had a very rare condition, Dina, called a prostate murmur. A prostate murmur. It's only serious when the neighbours complain, Elizabeth, and ours did. They hammered on the door at all hours. They'd say, would your husband please keep his prostate down? I used to say, I'm sorry, there's no volume control on it. They said, no, but I'm not touching that. That's what I'm saying. But I had my husband's prostate hanging over my head for years. In the end, he had a prostate transplant. He had the transplant. The doctors warned me. They said, there is some danger that your husband's organ could be rejected. I said, he ought to be pretty used to that by now. Finally, he passed away. And when my husband passed away, are you a widow, Evelyn? Are you a widow? Yes, it's terrible. You never think you're getting it over, do you? But you do. You do. It's amazing, but you do. We never think we will, but we do. I was devastated when my husband passed away, and I went to see my shrink. I don't have a shrink per se. I retained one for my children's sake, and I went to see Dr. Schadenfreude, Elizabeth, and I said, my husband has died. What am I going to do? Do you know what he said to me? Time will heal. He said, time is a miracle healer, and he was so right. 20 minutes later, I was singing and dancing as though nothing had happened. Oh, Amy, time healed for me in a wonderful way, Judy, and now I'm single and I'm enjoying my freedom. I've had a lot of offers of marriage, too, because I'm an attractive woman, aren't I? According to my last exploratory, I've still got my drives and juices. And I had an exploratory tonight, funnily enough, just before the show. He gave me the thumbs up, you'll be pleased to hear. You know, Parsons, I've had offers of marriage from Henry Kissinger, Donald Trump, Prince Rainier of Monaco, Howard Stern, Ben Affleck, Ellen DeGeneres, they all absolutely adore. But I say no, because I love my freedom, Evelyn and Amy, and I love Dina, doing what I'm doing now, standing on a quaint little stage in a little tucked away Garth Drabinsky Memorial Theatre. And sharing my experience, hope, and strength with my little Canadian cousins. And I'm a lucky woman. I'm a lucky, lucky woman because I was born with a priceless gift. What gift is that I hear? Little Judy whispered at that. The ability to laugh at the misfortunes of others. That keeps me happy 24 hours. My forehead is no longer wrinkled. I'm no longer dejected and sad, since my husband's remains have been sprinkled a prize-winning glad. Like a phoenix, I've arisen from Norm's ashes. A vital part of him is snap frozen at the labs. Parsons, what am I trying to tell you? I'm a free woman on the market, out for grabs. Now we've got claviola by the dozens to fling at all my little Canuck cousins. Call me old-fashioned, I'm an old-fashioned megastar. Well, I live in a penthouse, I ride in a long black car. Well, I used to be an unassuming female. I was even rather dowdy for a while. Now little Sheila Cox sends me emails begging for lessons in style. Call me old-fashioned, I'm giving you all I've got. I like to push the envelope, strike up my music, focus my follow spine, either give the missus hope, forget about Manelli and Bette Midler, though I love the way they He's Australia's answer to Calvin Klein. He's even thinking of getting married, just like Calvin. Kenny is a renaissance person. He's had all kinds of jobs. He's been an airline steward, a choreographer, a floral stylist. He's done a lot of display work for department stores too. Give my son a roll of crepe paper and a staple gun, he goes berserk, he does. At the moment, he's president worldwide of the Yvonne Nicolo Appreciation Society. I'm also very fond of his roommate, Clifford Smale. He's delightful too. He won the Mr. Leather competition in Sydney in 1989. He did. He's into handicrafts, handbags, moccasins, that type of thing, I presume. However, Kenny, you would adore. You've met Kenny, haven't you, Wayne? He's creative, he's handsome, and he's sensitive. Whatever happened to sensitivity? I feel a song coming on. Mothers should never have a favorite. You have to love your children all the same. But I happen to be one with a very special son. And if I spoil him, I hope I'm not to blame. He was always slightly different from the others. And in Australia, being different is a crime. He collected most of Melbourne's out-of-print Broadway albums and took night classes in macrame and mime. Yet as mothers do I worried and I fretted. Look, my darling, and his roommate might be freaks. And my fears reached their zenith when my talented son Kenneth took an interest in the opera and antiques. But now my motherly concerns evaporate. The more that I explore Georgia Strait, I never thought that I would see so many friends of Kenny. Favorite of the women's, just like Richard Simmons. And if he met him, he would know he's not unique. But I never thought that I would see so many altogether friends of Kenny. Lovely. I never thought I'd meet so many handsome men, exactly like my Ken. Boy, Ken and Cliff aren't married is one of life's disgraces. When I asked them who they're dating, they just pull silly faces. They're both looking for Miss Right, but in such peculiar places. And any friend of Kenny's is a friend of mine. I never thought I would be sing along, friends of Kenny. I never thought I'd meet so many macho men, exactly like my Ken. The denim and the plaid look was never such a bad look, and I've always something special. I haven't told anyone. I haven't even told little Vicky Gabbro or anyone like that. And it's very exciting. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I'm reading your program. I'm so sorry. You know, how rude of me to be talking here while you're trying to read. What could you think of my discourtesy? What is your name, Bookworm? What is your name? David. Hello, David. I can imagine little David getting up this morning, can't you, and saying, what do I do on this Halloween evening? I know, I feel like a bit of a reed. I'll go to a show, that's what I'll do. And I'll sit in the front row like that all night. What are you looking for, David? You want to see what's next to you, David? It could be you, David. It could be you. It's tough love I have to use those things. Like little bookworm, don't you look at that once more, David. Or you're up here. You are up here. The light's better here anyway. It's dark there. You can't read down there. Oh, I was telling you about this news, though, and it is amazing. And if you want to hear my news, you'll have to say, tell us, please, Edna. Do you want to hear the news? I'm going to have a baby. Isn't it wonderful? Oh, isn't it fabulous? Isn't it wonderful? Oh, thank you. No, I'm not having it yet. Take that away, you fool. 9 months off. Oh, I mean, it's not really going to happen in my tummy anyway. It's a miracle of genetic engineering. My little baby is happening on a piece of cotton wool on a petri dish on a windowsill in the Mayo Clinic where mayonnaise was invented. And it's missing me now, I think, my little baby. And this is how it all came about. I've got an old friend here in the Vancouver area, a former, well, the Nobel Prize-winning genetic engineer, Dr. Isidore Goldblatt. You've heard of him. He's a close friend of mine. And I went out to see him yesterday, bless his heart. He's getting on a bit, but we talked. Goodness, we hadn't seen each other for ages. We were sitting on his little porch in those beautiful butterfly chairs. We talked about the moon, the stars, the chaos theory. We talked about the early novels of Margaret Atwood. We talked about the films of Donald Sutherland. We talked about world hunger and the Baywatch movie. And then suddenly he said, you must be hungry, Edna. I'll make you a lovely salad sandwich. So this eminent genetic engineer with a toss of his grey ponytail made me a lovely salad sandwich, put it on the kitchen table, and he was rummaging in his enormous refrigerator to find a little mayonnaise, when suddenly he uttered a loud, Hippocratic oath. I said, Isidore, what's the matter? He was holding a little bottle with something spooky in it. I said, what's that? He said, well, it's not Heinz, it's not Tillman's. He said, it's not Paul Newman's. He said, I think it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's, and it hasn't passed its expiration date. I said, as you would, Arnold Schwarzenegger's what? He said, his DNA and his genetic fingerprints. And I think I know what I'm going to do with this. Instinctively, I put my hand over my sandwich. I did. Call me old-fashioned, but I did. And then a phrase of my mother's came back to me, Evelyn. Do any phrases of your mother come back to you? Do they? What in particular, Evelyn? You can't think of them. They haven't lodged very deep in your memory. Any expressions of your mother's that you can remember? If a job's worth doing? No, that was an expression of my mother's, not yours. I'm sorry. I think my mother's expression must have come over here in some spooky old process. But still, it's true, isn't it? If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. Amy, thanks once again for your contribution. Well, I was looking at this bottle with this strange substance, and I said to this wonderful friend of mine, I said, you mean in that little bottle, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's tummy tapioca? That was a beautiful expression of my mother's. The things that come out of her mother's mouth, it's amazing. And I said, what is Arnold Schwarzenegger's tummy tapioca doing in your refrigerator? He said, well, I was a struggling young genetic engineer, and Arnie was a struggling young sperm donor. I suddenly got a vivid mental picture of this. I did, as Evelyn just has too. He said to me, why don't we combine two of the great icons of our time and make a baby? I said, I don't want to have all my frocks altered. He said, that won't be necessary. He said, it'll all happen in the laboratory, but we'll email you when your waters break. Isn't that lovely? The Terminator has become the Germinator, and I'm so happy and proud. And to be able to tell you that tonight, isn't it a privilege? Look at the little seniors there, bless them. Someone must have topped off their medication. I'm reminded very much of my mother. My mother is in a maximum security Twilight housing. We've had my mother electronically tagged. She's got one on each leg, so we can always tell how far apart they are at any given time. Please stop reading hidden meanings into everything I say. And she runs away, of course. She's an escapist, my mother. But you know, the things that come into my mind. The name Stephanie just came into my mind. Why would I be thinking of the name Steph? Oh, Sharon, your little girl. You think she's all right? I hope Tara's looking after her. I hope so. Let's call up and see how they're getting on. Go and get the number. Will you bring on the telephone? Oh, beautiful. Oh, look at this. This is exciting, my little Edna. Don't say it too loudly, Sharon. There could be perverts in this area. I happen to know there are. Isn't this lovely? This girl is sitting there, baby, sitting away. Does she know you come to see me? She knows when she hears me. Isn't this right? Lovely. 604. 683. 8545. Will she be thrilled to hear from me? She will be. She lives in the Vancouver area, does she, Bev? Long distance. is it? What time is it? 2 hours later. Oh, we can't wake up Bev now. Seems a bit brutal, doesn't it? Oh, well. We've got nothing better to do, have we? The woman, she's as sound asleep, Doug. Oh, is it you, Bev?
Yes?
Bev, this is a bit of a surprise call. I'm calling you from Vancouver.
Yes?
I'm calling you really from the Performing Arts Centre there. My name is Dame Edna. And I'm on the stage now. Did you know your son Doug went to a show tonight?
Yes, I did. Oh, that's okay. This is a pleasure. Oh, how exciting. Well, how nice of you to call.
I'm on the stage now. We're having a lovely time and we wish you were here, Bev.
Well, I do too, Dame Edna.
Well, you are in a spooky way here. You are. I said to the audience, first of all, I called a little babysitter who was, well, goodness knows what the girl was doing. I think she was eating the Sanko pizza or something at the And then I said, in a certain amount of desperation, I said to my audience, or my focus group, because I now think of them, I said, is there anyone with a wonderful mother at home now? And a lovely little hairy hand shot up. And it was Douglas. He is adorable, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
He's lovely and handsome and smiling up at me. He's wearing a funny little, well, his funny little t-shirt he's wearing. And here we are talking to you. You've saved my show tonight, darling. What have you been doing this evening, Ben?
Well, it's Halloween, of course, so we had kids here and we were handing out candy.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then a friend stopped by just for a short visit. And because I have to go to work tomorrow, I go to bed.
Oh, that's lovely. So you think about us on Halloween. You've been thinking about us and looking after neighbours and doing lovely neighbourly things, have you, Bev?
Well, we handed out candy.
I'm going to have a picture taken of me talking to you.
Oh, really?
And I'm going to give it to Doug and he's going to give it to you when he sees you. Here.
Well, how exciting. How exciting.
I'm the one on the left, darling. Oh, darling, he's given him the photo already, the little Polaroid.
Aww.
Can I ask you something?
You may.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing at the moment?
My nightgown.
Oh, you're expecting company, are you?
I wasn't sure whether you had a screen on your telephone.
Isn't it lovely? What a surprise this call is.
Well, I can't believe it.
And,
But having said that, knowing Doug, I can.
he's a little bit of a character, old Doug.
He hasn't changed a bit, Dame Edna.
And I've got to know him quite well tonight. He's been thinking things over.
And what has he thought?
He's come to a bit of a decision.
What's that?
He wants you to come and live with him, Mary. There may not be He's got, he has a bit of a gambling habit. And he sold your home in Saskatchewan. The eviction order is coming through almost immediately. He wasn't me to break the news, dear Beth. You'll have a lot to talk about, won't you?
Well, once we get there, we sure will.
You're a darling woman. And before I go, my entire audience is going to say good night, Bev. And happy Halloween. And they'll say, happy Halloween, Bev. You ready for this, Bev?
I am.
Here they come.
Okay.
Happy Halloween, Bev. She threw herself into my arms. Well, my navel, actually, because she only comes up to about there. But she's like a tall Danny DeVito, but she snagged my hose on the brooch. Eat, eat, eat! I'm getting more Jewish every minute, really, aren't I? I'm going to sit and join you girls, though, if I may. Thank you so much. No more water for you, I don't think. I got most of it. I have a little bottled water, I think. Not at the moment, thanks, Judy. Is it scrumptious? Beautiful. How lovely to have you. Do you have a daughter, Judy? Is she a disappointment to you? Toast. Lochheim. I have a daughter called Valma, as you know. That's a very common name in Australia. And my daughter wrote a book some years ago called Edna Dearest. It was a horrible book. It broke my heart. We haven't spoken since, and that's a dreadful thing in a family, isn't it, Jude? And I didn't know where she'd gone. She disappeared. I've only recently found she's living in the Vancouver area, in a place called Abbotsford. I don't know if you know Abbotsford at all. I don't think you'd know Abbotsford, but my daughter lives in a trailer, Sharon. A mobile home that's never moved. It's an immobile home. And she shares her life with a strange woman called Fern. Fern is a retired Czechoslovakian tennis player. And they breed pit bulls. You know those dogs? You like them, Judy? They're horrible. I can't stand pit bulls. They have 12 of them in this trailer. 12. The smell is horrible. I suffer from acid reflux, I'm afraid. Combined with morning sickness, it's horrible. There's a lot of regurgitation at the table tonight. And the slightest thing will trigger my acid reflux. A word will trigger it. A word like arugula. Today, I went to Abbotsford. I went a long way. I went all the way to Abbotsford to find my daughter, to give her a chance to apologize, Joanne. And I went down there. I didn't have the exact address, Dina. I had but I found that trailer by the smell, by the horrible smell. I had to ring the doorbell with my elbow. You know when you're in a horrible toilet, Sharon? You know, and you have to lift the lid with your elbow, you know that experience? You even have to get the paper with your elbow. I mean, there's a limit. There's a limit to what you can do with your elbow, that's why. I always use the handicap restrooms, Judy. Do you ever use the handicap restrooms? There's no harm in it, is there? So long as it's empty, yes, that's a point. So long as you remember to limp out. There's going to be a line of cripples waiting for you. They'll beat you to death with their walkers. And they're huge, aren't they? They're like gymnasiums. I mean, they are. With a crown ladder up the wall. What do they do in there? What do they do? They're in their wheelchairs. They lock the door and they climb up the wall. They do. And they look at us over the top. They do. They do. You know, don't you, Robin? You know. However, please enjoy your lovely meal. You're not leaving here till you've eaten every scrap on that plate. There are starving Western Europe, Sharon. Now, I went there. The door of this trailer opened, and there stood my daughter. Hadn't seen her for all those years. I held out my arms, hoping she wouldn't fall into them. The metal studs on her leather jacket would have gripped my Versace blouse to shreds, as it was the smell of the dog. Punch in the face, and I'm used to horrible smells. Living with matches, I do. Madge. She's a whiffy woman. She is. She's always on the hard-boiled egg diet. She has 3.5 dozen hard-boiled eggs a day. 3.5 dozen hard-boiled eggs a day. Let's have a toast. Good health. She's become a fire hazard. She has. Mind you, it's difficult hinging with a whiffy woman. Madge could blast John Glenn back into space, I can tell you. Have you any friends who are a little bit pungent? You know someone? One, yes. I'll tell you what to do. This is what I did with Madge. I bought an old-fashioned deodorant stick and I put it on a pillow with a lovely note. I said, please, Madge, read this and follow the instructions. How was I to know it said unscrew and push up bottom? I thought she'd been walking very strangely for a long time. And there were dogs everywhere in this trailer, sniffing each other inappropriately. And there was Fern. Remember I told you about Fern? Fern was sprawled on a beanbag watching Xena, the Warrior Princess, which is a TV show about family life in New Zealand. It's accurate too. It's very, very accurate. And I'm sitting there. I am trying to drink a cup of coffee without my lips touching the cup. And there were 2 dogs in front of me trying for a family. 2 dogs trying for a family. I tried to rise above it. One dog was trying to rise above the other. The other dog, I presume. And everywhere I looked, there was hair. There was white dog hair everywhere. If you dropped a chocolate brownie, you'd pick up a coconut slime. I thought you could love your children. You don't have to like them, do you? Oh, aren't we bonding in a beautiful way? Come on, eat. Eat. Waste not, want not, as Amy's mother used to say. However, when I left, my daughter said something strange to me, Sharon. She said, will you take Dad's stuff? And I said, what do you mean, Dad's stuff? I'd completely forgotten that when my husband died, I gave all his beautiful clothes to my daughter, thinking there might be something there she wanted. And you know, she's still got all my husband's clothing, but it's been in with the dog, who's in a terrible condition now. But she said to me, you've got to take it, we haven't got room for it, bring it to the theatre and give it to the poor. It seems a golden opportunity, doesn't it? So without any further ado, I've got it here and I just need a little bit of help, a little bit of ironing, a little bit of sorting. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Will you help me? Thank you. You see, there's really no such thing as a free meal, isn't there? But let's have a photograph. Let's have a beautiful picture. Got that camera there, Wayno? Come here, Judy. Come on, isn't this a thrill? Look at it. Oh, see what she's missing out on down there. Oh, that's lovely. here now, Sharon. Oh dear, here we are. Lovely. Now, I'll just show you the ironing board. There's quite a bit of... Quite a few goes, you know? You go over there and do the ironing. There's the ironing, and then just sort the underwear here. There's a bit of underwear to sort. Isn't this exciting? It's lovely day. What stories these clothes tell? Please, they're distracting me. Please, bring the curtain down on these women. Now go on. I was talking to the Queen of England this morning on the phone, Amy. The Queen is a very old friend of mine, Evelyn, and I was chatting away to her, Elizabeth, and I said, well, how, she said, are you enjoying it? Because she came on ahead to Vancouver just to test things out for me, try the restaurants. Remember she was here? It was because I was following on, and she was just bouncing on the bed at the Fairmont, doing that kind of thing. And she said, everything to your liking, she said to me, isn't that beautiful? And she said, by the way, would you tell me, what's the name of that big country underneath Canada? I said, I think it's the USA, Lilybet. And she said, there's something there I want. I said, what is it? She said, I want it back. She said, it's my favourite colony, and I want it back. She said, I think they're bored with the presidential experiment. She said, yes, I think they would welcome a return to the monarchy. Well, I said, what can we do about it? She said, I can pull a few strings. I'll be Queen of England, you can be Queen of North America. I said, well, I thought she's going round the bend, quite frankly. I humoured her. I said, I don't have an entourage. I don't have a royal retinue. I'm one woman and a bridesmaid. What am I going to do? She said, choose your royal retinue from your beautiful Thursday night audience at the tucked-away Garth Drabinsky Memorial Theatre. So isn't that exciting? Without any further ado, my ladies-in-waiting, a big hand for Amy! Come on, Amy! Off we go! Evelyn! Come on, Evelyn! Off we go! Come on, darling! Elizabeth! Come on, Elizabeth! And the senior citizen there! And you! Come on, Dina! Up you come! And the senior citizen! There he is! Come on, you senior! You! Yes, you! Yes! Hello, little one. How are you? You sweet little woman. And here is Evelyn, you darling. Hello. Hello, senior. Oh, he's having a hormonal resurgence there. Lovely. Oh, they're going into the twilight zone. We may never see them again. Oh, Parsons, I'm not saying that the idea of the monarchy will take root this century in North America, but it's a romantic idea. And romance can happen, can't it, in the theatre, little Joe? It is possible. And it's going to happen tonight on this spooky old Halloween night. I based my royal retinue, the court of Queen Edna, if you will, on the existing British royal family. Things will change. Things will evolve. Meanwhile, would you welcome my Prince Philip lookalike? Here we are. Oh, amazing. And now my Prince Charles clone. Let's hear it, please, for Prince Charles. Duchess of York you have, darling. Now, Camilla Parker Bowles. Here we are. Last but by no means least, please your acclaim, Her Majesty the Queen. Here we are. Yes, here we are.
Ready for you?
But